Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and today I'm going to be creating 4 looks and doing lots of different swatches with the new Adept Cosmetics Kodanne palette. Oh my gosh, my hair is in the way. And this is what it looks like. It's got that really nice packaging, same as the Hydrogen palette. And this one was sent to me in PR from Adept, so thank you so much to Adept for sending me this palette. I'm really excited. There's multi-chromes in here, but like black based multi-chromes, and I'm really excited because it's pretty hard to find palettes that have the black based multi-chromes. And so the black based multi-chrome in here is the ACI 27, which I did use in a look, and the ACI 32 shade right down here. And I'll be showing you a couple of comparisons from the different multi-chromes that I have in my collection. And then we have a bunch of beautiful textured eyeshadows throughout. Some of them are a little bit more sheer than others, and then there's 2 matte. Now this palette is launching this Saturday, May 29th at 12 p.m. MST, and you will have the option of switching out the 2 mattes for 2 shimmers, any that they offer on their website. Now I'm not really sure how that's going to go because you're gonna have enough time to enter in which shade you want. And I feel like there's going to be plenty of people buying the palette as is. I personally really like it as is with the 2 matte. I think it's a really nice grungy color story, and I like the pop of pink. Now if you do switch out the 2 mattes, the price will increase because you will be adding in the more special shades, or I'm not sure if you're going to be able to switch out different mattes. But I know for sure shimmers, if you want this to be an all shimmer palette, there are 2 less shades than the plain Jane and the Hydrogen. And I do have an affiliate code with Adept. It is Millie, so no pressure. You can use anybody's code, but just save yourself some money. So let's look at the swatches of the palette and then a couple of comparisons. And then we'll get right into the 4 looks. And then at the end of the video, I will give you some of my thoughts on this palette. There's a lot. So here's ACI 27, Chromosphere from Divina, and Vermeil from Cliona. Next up is ACI 32, Urgent from JD Glow, and Kiln from Cliona. Priming with the Natasha Denona primer. So I'm going to be using my custom palette with their other matte that I got a while ago, and I actually paired these with the plain Jane. So first I'm putting ACM 13 right in the crease. And with this look I'm going to try to kind of reflect the shift of the multi-chrome. I still can't believe there's 2 multi-chromes in this palette. And then I'm putting ACM 9 right in the crease, but I'm not going to take it out too far. Just gonna pop it right in the crease. Just kind of stop there, and then going back in with 13. And so for the outer corner, I'm going in with ACM 34 from the Kodanne palette, and that's why I didn't want to bring the orange too far here. I didn't want it to get muddy or anything. I'm just kind of tapping it on, kind of start to almost blend it into the orange and yellow, but like not too much, and then pack on a little bit more. It's gonna be a really colorful look. I picked up ACI 27 on a brush, and then I sprayed it, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid, almost pretty much all the way, just so we can really see the shift. Then going back in here, I'm just blending the edge of the multi-chrome. And you never want to do it too much with a multi-chrome like this because it will just reveal the like black base that looks gray when you blend it out. I'm gonna take my finger and just put a little bit more on. Sometimes you can get an even more foiled look if you use your fingers, especially with the Adept shades. You can already see the shift in that. Ooh. Priming with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer. So for this look, I'm going to go in with ACM 34, and I'm going to put that into the crease as well as the outer corner. Just like that. I'm gonna back on a little bit more. And I'm gonna be using one of their other shades to blend this out. So going in with ACM 4, I'm gonna start blending that into the outer edge. Just feather it out. Come back in with ACM 34 just a little bit, as well as in here. It's gonna be quite a bit of a smoky look, but I love this matte color. It's such a beautiful shade. And I'm gonna take a clean fluffy brush and just go over the edges. Next, I'm gonna put down some NYX glitter primer, basically almost all over the lid. I'm gonna use it to kind of cut the crease, make sure I bring it up high enough. ACI 33, and I'm putting that right in the center. Ooh, that's so pretty. Ooh, what I want to put on the inner portion, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna try ACI 26. Ooh, that's pretty. That's interesting combo. I like it. Just try to blend it in to that. So the lashes I put on are the Ardell 817. In the waterline, I'm using the ColourPop gel liners in Punch and Catsuit. Going on with ACM 34 and connecting my lower lash line. Then taking ACM 9 and putting it right next to it. And then ACM 13. Got a nice little colorful lower lash line. Pretty much the same thing here, just going in with ACM 34 to connect my lower lash line, but I'm only going with this one matte shade. Now there really isn't a highlighting inner corner kind of shade in here, which is fine. ACI 31 is pretty translucent, so is ACI 26, which can be layered as you can see here, but I think these are fine without an inner corner highlight. So here's the first finished look. And here's the second finished look. Going in with ACM 12 right in the crease. This is one of the singles I got. And this is going to be a very monochromatic look because apparently that's all I can do these days. Just building it up a little bit right in the crease. And then ACM 27. I'm going to do like a halo eye. That on, and then using whatever's left of the brush to blend that into the light blue. Then same thing on the outside corner. I'm going to take the big fluffy brush and just go over the edges again, and then back with the blue a little bit. I want to create a little bit more of like a wing shape almost. Going in with the NYX glitter primer because the shades I'm going to be using now are pretty like flaky textured. They're a little bit textured and super shiny, so I'm going to take it almost all the way to each of the edge, putting on ACI 29 all over the lid. Oh, that's so pretty. This is such a beautiful denim blue. And then we're gonna put Kodanne right in the center here and just blend it in with the blue. It's gonna make it just a little bit different. Fourth look, priming with the Natasha Denona primer. For the last look, I'm going in with ACM 33. Wow, this is so vibrant. And I'm gonna do a little bit of like a eyeshadow wing for this look. So I'm kind of just packing this on, mostly in the crease. And then blending with a little bit more. I'm taking ACM 21. I'm just mapping out a wing. And I'm gonna kind of just fade it into the blend. Maybe a little bit higher. And I think I'm gonna clean it up after, so I didn't get the angle right, so don't mind this. We're just gonna clean it up after, so I'm gonna go like this and take off some of the bottom edge, but for now this is okay. Putting on some of the NYX glitter primer, and this one I don't want a harsh edge. Picking up ACI 31. Ooh, that is so pretty. This was a little flaky and more sheer. I'm gonna kind of bring it up like all the way up here. Just want it super sparkly. You could also like layer this one over an eyeshadow too if you wanted just like more opacity. So I did kind of just blend it into the wing a little bit. Taking ACM 7 and putting it underneath the lower lash line. And then taking ACM 14 and putting it for the rest of the lower lash line. And on this side, taking that purple and putting it underneath. I'm gonna kind of try to connect it. I did clean this up a bit. So we're gonna try to see what we can do. The wing did end up being a bit thick. And then for this eye, I'm gonna use ACI 26 as the inner corner highlight. So here's the third finished look. And here's the fourth finished look. My mouth is literally gritty from this lip gloss and it's so gross. The Pat McGrath Labs Naked Rose. I feel like it feels like there's sand in my mouth. It's really great. But I digress. I did use all the shades except for ACI 28 and ACI 31. And so I feel like I have a pretty good handle, and of course I have experience with their two other palettes as well as a bunch of their mattes. So I love these mattes. I love, again, I already said this, I love the pink. I think it's super fun. It's a bit unexpected with this color story. And then I love me like a teal, like but more green, kind of deeper shade to kind of go with some of the other shades in this palette. And then the multi-chrome. I can't believe that there's a black-based multi-chromes in here. They're not as shiny, as you can see also from the swatches, as some of the other multi-chromes from other indie brands, but they are still multi-chromes and they're still beautiful and they're very, very shifty. And ACI 27 is very, very shifty. So I would say if you want this palette mostly only for these two multi-chromes, then I would say just go ahead and buy singles from another brand. But this is a really great like all-around palette. So you have a little bit of everything. You have some sheer shades, you have some really, really grungy, deep black-based multi-chromes, and then you have some of these other shades. ACI 33 does have a shift. ACI 31 does also have a shift. They're duochromes. I wouldn't call them necessarily like multi-chromes probably. And then ACI 26 as well has a little bit of a shift. You would have seen that in the swatches. Now the price is a little bit high. It is $60 and there's two less pans, but I think that it's because there's these two multi-chromes. So let's just like put a price tag on an individual shade of a multi-chrome like this from other brands. I'm going to put it down to the lower end. So that's like, let's say at least $15 for a pan of a black-based multi-chrome. So right off the bat, that's like $30. Obviously it's in a palette, so that would bring it down. So let's just bring it down to $25, so that you have $25 already out of the $60 that is just covering the two black-based multi-chromes. Now obviously I don't know if that's the case. I'm just throwing it out there, just trying to break down the value. So I would say if you are really, really interested, you love this color story, whether it is you want to keep the mattes or you want to switch those out when you buy it. But otherwise, I really enjoy this. I think it's a really nice grungy palette compared to their other palettes. So then you have the plain Jane, which felt a little bit like fun and colorful, and then you had the Hydrogen, which was starting to head into like grungy territory, but it was a different kind of grunge. This is more like a gray and a denim blue and a really beautiful like brown base green here. So you got like a different kind of grungy palette. So let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite and if you plan on picking this palette up. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup, lots of shiny, sparkly, and shifty eyeshadow content already on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time.